My name is Cherie Dacko. I'm here with you with Sweet Poison. She's a mixed media piece. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself before I talk about her and how she came to be. I've been a painter from the time I was a baby. Pretty much all I could excel at in school. Always made A's in art, and so, you know, I always had just positive encouragement from all my instructors, and had great opportunities because they saw how focused I was. After I got out of college at USF, I joined an art co-op in Ybor City called El Sama, and it was just a group of us. They got together in an old coffin factory, which used to be an old cigar rolling factory, and it was no windows. That's why I love this place so much. I have windows and air conditioning and a working bathroom. And where I used to have my studio, all the windows were open. There were pigeons flying everywhere and pooping on everything. So I am kind of in heaven right now in Sanford, upstairs in Hotchkiss building with a private studio, and just pretty much churning out work. And to transition kind of churning out work, it's probably in the past 15 years I've painted 350 paintings, and when you paint that many paintings, you're going to transition through styles, and I think it would make me crazy if I had to stay with one particular color scheme or subject matter or just style. I think the style of my work, we actually, I call it bent realism. And my husband described it one day as, well, that's kind of bent. And then he said, bent realism, and it stuck. So everything is a little bit bent, both literally and figuratively. I like to combine imagery that doesn't necessarily go together in real life, but when you see it together on the painting through my focus, it sort of does go together. I've been accused of having a narrative attached to each of my paintings, and that's true, and I really embrace that and find that when people look at my work, they like to kind of put their own story into it, and people find it very relatable, and I'm just very happy and lucky that people choose to take my work home with them, and it's something they live with and look at it every day. And I think that's probably the biggest gift that as an artist that I'm able to do is have my work live on once I'm gone. People will still be, hopefully, appreciating it, and who knows, I might end up on Antiques Roadshow one day even. So that's a joke. So this is Sweet Poison, and she is an assortment of textiles. One thing I love to do is collect old, ratty vintage clothes. The reason I say ratty is I would never destroy a vintage outfit or, you know, lingerie, things like that, if it was in perfect condition, because they're too hard to come by. So I dig in garage sales and flea markets, and I get pieces of textiles that are crumbled up in a ball, or, you know, torn, or pieces missing, and that way I can tear them apart and I don't feel guilty about it. This is part of a chenille bedspread here. just took it apart. Everything is embedded with an acrylic polymer, and so it literally dries to plastic, and you could throw a bucket of water on it and it wouldn't hurt it. So I encourage kids when they see these textured paintings, not all my paintings are done like this, but I went through a stage for about 2 years where I did these. And they were mostly saucy women, so it just lent itself to the lingerie. I had a girlfriend named Robin who brought me some of her grandmother's wedding lingerie that was just shattered, just in pieces. But I was able to take it, and even the garter, and embed it in here. And now it's out of a little box and it's up into a painting that a lot of people have seen. And it's up on the internet, and these are real stockings that I used parts of. And as I was painting this, somebody even came in and they could see I was lining up perfume bottles here. And they brought me another perfume bottle, and I came in one day and just saw it sitting on my easel. This is when I worked downstairs in Gallery on First, and the public came in and out all the time. So that was very sweet. That would happen often, quite often, that people would leave me materials or fabrics or an old dress or an old hat, something like that. So. And I do photography also with, I have models that wear some of these clothes, and I take pictures of them and do paintings from those. So the idea behind her was, as a woman, I remember the days of getting ready for a date and just putting yourself in that moment of, you know, it's a little old-fashioned though, sitting at a dressing table, but it's a moment I think that every person who's ever gotten ready for a date can relate to, whether you're a guy or a girl. You're just fixing yourself up. And I wanted to get that moment, but I wanted her not to be sweet. So I call the painting Sweet Poison, just because I didn't want it to be sweet. I wanted to give her a belly. It's almost like she's got something devious planned for the date. And so that is the interest that I like to put into my paintings, is put something in there that makes it slightly not sweet, but either moody or dangerous or a little edgy. And I think that kind of sets my work apart too, is that I do get the response of, well, that's kind of creepy. But I embrace creepiness. And I think it's a way to, with all the flowers and the water scenes we have in Florida, the birds and everything else, there needs to be some of us that just shake it up. And that's what I like to do. It might not appeal to everybody, but I do have my fans.